Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Kem Frasier. She is a writer of children's book, licensed professional counselor, co-producer, co-director, author of Chandler the Handler. You can't bully me. She focuses her efforts on teaching young children, teens, and by extension, adults to be proactive when challenged by bullies. And we'll talk about all this. Welcome to the show, Kem.
Good to be here. Thank you.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show, Kem. Welcome to India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll learn from you how one can transform bullying through kindness. We'll talk about all that. But before that, let's understand a bit about your journey, your background, background, Kem, your book, and also about your upcoming film. So we'll talk all about. Tell us a bit about your background and journey.
Well, I'm originally from Bronx, New York. I was born and raised in the Bronx, South Bronx. And I went to school in High School of Art and Design. I had to take a test to qualify for that school. So I'm an artist as well. I went on to doing a little bit of modeling and fashion design in New York City. And then I moved to South Carolina. But once I moved to South Carolina, I realized that I reflected more or so on my fifth grade teacher, who was very inspirational to me. Of course, South Bronx is it's a low income area. It's a ghetto. And so she would encourage me to put my mind wherever I wanted to be. So she said, if you want to be an artist, a teacher, any type of professional, just pursue your goals. Just be courageous and keep a straight and narrow focus. And that's what I did. And then I decided to become a teacher just like she was. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then you become, and which is such a great thing because you are making a lot of a difference now. But talking of, we'll talk about the bullying part. This is a huge problem in today's time. We keep on hearing one story after another, especially from the US. So, how should we understand bullying is should we look at bullying separately, bully separately? How as a teacher, help us understand. You know it better. I'm sitting far
Mhm.
off, though bullying is everywhere in the world.
Well, from my research, it seems that bullying really starts at the home base. It's the way people or parents display their ways of finding communication styles, which is inappropriate, trying to solve problems in an angry way. And children they're like sponges. They pick up on every type of emotions that the parents are displaying. And if they see their parents solving differences by being negative and physical violence, they're going to imitate that. So thereby, we have a whole society of people that don't know how to communicate using kindness.
Absolutely, absolutely. But then, how should we? You talk about kindness.
Mhm.
Where is kindness applicable? Is it like it's almost like talking of kindness in a battlefield? How
That's
does it look like? Help us understand.
Kindness has become a battlefield. It originated in a place where it was natural, normal to be kind. But I think through the years, frustrations that parents are going through, people are going through changing times, people have misplaced good for bad and bad for good. And that's become the language of the land. So people think it's popular to be negative, to be ugly, to use physical violence. And it's also easy. It's easy to retaliate. It takes courage and strength to calm down and see what the issues are and to talk things through. And that's what's going to make a better society. Instead of promoting the violence, the physical violence, it's everywhere. Let's promote what we had to begin with, going back to basics. Just common decency with one another.
Absolutely. But how does it work in school or in any other aspect of our life? Whose job is to handle a bully? Is
The,
it
the
is it
victim. It's the victim. The victim needs to take charge of how the bully is feeling and what they're thinking. What you need to realize is that bullies are people that are lonely. They need attention. They don't know how to get attention. So they force themselves on people. So instead of uh, relaying that message to them, that's the only way they are valuable, teach them something else by actions. Instead of retaliating by physical force, do something kind for them, something they're not expecting. And that's what Chandler does in the book. When these bullies are stealing his bikes, he asks them if they're interested in baseball. So they're looking at him like he's crazy. And he invites them to a baseball game on him. So they're shocked. Their whole plan has been dissolved. They planned on being negative, and here Chandler has taken charge of the whole situation by inviting them to a baseball game that they eventually go to and enjoy. And then they see a different side of life, that they are valuable. They don't have to force themselves on someone else.
absolutely? It's good. We'll come to the book also. Your book, Chandler the Handler. We'll come to that. But first, in real life, how does it work? Can you give any example in workplace or even in school? A victim is a victim, and normal suggestions are that you must report it to the authorities wherever it is. Even in a workplace, if a boss is a bully, it
Yeah,
becomes very difficult. You have to quit job. It can put so much of mental pressure even on kids, even on so everywhere. This is such a big issue. Everyone wants to show kindness, but there is a place for it, and not everyone is trained also for that particular
yeah.
way. Help us understand it a bit,
Well,
the way you see it, Kim.
it's a community effort, meaning movies, producers, they need to put that in front of the screen too, that it's okay to be kind. It's not a weakness. Because right now, society thinks being kind, oh, that's old fashioned. That's out of play. And, I'm not going to get any popularity from that. Well, let's make it popular again. Let's, as a community, as a world, as a society, let's make kindness popular. Let's promote it ourselves. And it's our responsibility as adults to promote kindness to kids. Because if not, it's going to be the opposite. We've seen the result of what the opposite is: lots of violence, lots of negative speech, lack of appreciation for all authority. So it doesn't work for us. So let's change it.
Right? Do you think this will encourage bullying in places, or it will reduce it? Too much of kindness.
I think bullies deep down inside, that's what they want. They want to feel validated. They want to feel like they matter. Make them feel good about themselves by doing good to them, and then they could feel good about themselves. But when you're always pushing negative toward them, that's all they're going to give out. Negative produce negative. Positives can produce positives.
Absolutely. Let's understand it a bit better through your book, Chandler the Handler. Tell us a bit about this book, Kim. It's a nice title. I can tell you that.
Yeah, as I stated, Chandler is just an ordinary teenager. He's going to school on his bike, and these bullies stop him and they said, "Give me your bike." And they're trying to take the bike away from Chandler. And he says, "Wait, let me ask you guys something. Do you guys like baseball?" And they're looking at each other like, "Is this guy crazy or what?" And Chandler goes on to invite them all to the baseball game on him. And they are totally shocked because they're thinking, that's not the response that I need. I need you to retaliate. I need you to fight me back or fight for the bike. But Chandler does the opposite. And that's a lesson for everyone, all of us, even adults in the workplace. When somebody's being rude to you, you have to look beneath the surface. There's something going on with them. They're the ones that need the help. So if we look at things that way, then it's easier to solve the problems of intimidation and bullying.
Absolutely. Tell us a bit more about the book. Is it for the victims? Is it for the bullying people? Or is it for the principals? Is it for workplaces? You
It's
know,
it's for every place. It's for the bullies. It's for the victim. It's a win-win. Chandler feels good because he's helping them or he's treating them to something that's pleasurable, and they feel good because they feel worthy. My goodness, I'm trying to steal this boy's bike, and he's being nice to me. So how in the world can I retaliate and be mean to him? In fact, later on in the story, the bullies decide to get together and return the bike to Chandler. It does work. Not it's not absolute like anything else is done, but it does work. We need a different approach. The way we're going now is absolutely pointless.
absolutely. So, in difficult cases, we hear of violence, sometimes gun violence also, and that there is a history of bullying involved, or in so many places. We come to know. Do you think in those cases, uh, it will help, or it could have helped if they had been
Mhm.
taken, talked very differently? Do you think police needs to be also told about looking at these things from I don't know how to put it,
Ah,
just trying to looking at it from different angles altogether?
yes, and because all those angles matter. You see, first of all, if a person, whether it's a child or an adult, value life, if they value life, they would be more susceptible to avoiding using a weapon to destroy life. But if they don't value life, a gun is just something they could do to destroy everyone, and it gives them pleasure because that's all they see on TV. That's all that's made popular. That's all that police and police officers are standing for. You know, when they see a police officer, they're in fear. They're like, oh, it's time to get killed, or it's time to beat somebody up, or time to get arrested or go to jail. But we need a society to see police officers as peacemakers, just like Chandler is. All authority. We need to be peacemakers.
Right, Kim. Did you ever face bullying in your life, Kim?
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yes. I must tell you this story. There were some girls coming at me. I was about 13 years old. They were coming at me and they were speaking a different language I didn't understand, but I could tell by their facial features that they're ready for blood. You know, they were coming at me with these angry looks. So the only thing I could do is pretend I was having an epileptic attack, you know, start shaking. And then they stopped and they became afraid of me because they were like, well, this must be something wrong with her. Let's not go near there. So that's what I had to think of in order to avoid getting beat up. But now with Chandler, he's using a different tactic, which I wish I had known about that or thought about that back then. But it was something that caused the bullies to back off, you see? Yet nobody got hurt. The bullies didn't hit me and I didn't hit them. So they went along their way. But in this case with Chandler, this is a different era. So we do need to go back to using the era or the times where people cared about one another. If something is working, why try to fix it? You know, people are psychologists and all the people in authorities that write about children and parenting. Let's not break what's already working. Children need discipline. They love it. They balk at it, but if they don't have discipline, no boundaries, they're going to go wild. And it's not for their good to not have boundaries. Parents and all authority, we have the responsibility, teachers included, to give them boundaries, not just give them whatever they want. We don't want to raise an entitled society because then bullies can come from that because they may feel I'm entitled to beat someone up or to kill someone because I can, just because I can.
absolutely. Do you have a copy of the book with you, Kim, so that the audience can know?
It's, can you see it? Chandler the Handler, You Can't Bully Me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Looks to be very cool with three kids, I can see. and several kids down there in the black. Great, great. So
Thank
I want to understand. So you are, it's almost like an anti-bullying movement by Kem through her book.
it.
How would you like to see it?
It absolutely is an anti-bullying book to promote the fact that we can change the world of people, including children and adults, from violence to peacefulness. And we also, from this book, there's going to be a short film on the book, and it's going to be filmed in New York City at a school. So I'm excited about that. Me and another co-producer, Alexia Flora, we're going to produce this film so that all communities could see this. And of course, I had to get it filmed in my hometown, the Bronx. So that's a really good feeling. But I think everyone can benefit from it. It's a teaching tool. You know, we see a lot of movies. We see a lot of violence. Let's look at this. Let's look at this film and see something different. Let's introduce to the world a new type of being. Instead of being harsh with one another, try kindness. To me, that's easier.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this upcoming movie is based on the book itself,
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah.
and you are the director and producer of the movie.
I am the co-producer and co-director along with Alexia Flora. Yes.
Wonderful. And when is this movie coming out?
It's going to be we're going to film it the last week of May of this year. Now, when it's going to be released, that's a little bit up in the air. So I'll get
Absolutely,
back
but
to that. Yes.
right, but your book is very much in the market.
Absolutely. It's on Amazon. It's on all the different social sites. Yes.
Wonderful. There's much to understand about kindness, bullying, how to deal with bullying through through kindness, the milk of human kindness, if we can look at from that way. And I'm sure a lot of people would want, especially kids, would want to have learn more about you from you through your book, and also will wait for the upcoming movie. So, what's the best way for them to connect with you, Kim?
Well, they could email me at my email address at kemfrasier@yahoo.com. And yes, that's a good way of doing that. Yeah.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
You're very welcome and good to be here. Good to meet you. Thank you.